Retirement home investment opportunity. The opportunity for investors to earn money are varied, especially when you take a look at the retirement home investment opportunity sector of the property market. We're currently seeing a growing number of investors approach the sector with a view to generating medium to long-term profits on investment. Knight Frank have recently said that if the current curve continues, the UK retirement home supply is expected to fall from 456,000 beds to 444,000 beds, while the population over the age of 65 is due to rise by 1 million from 11.4 million, which is the recipe for creating an acute shortage of beds by the year 2020. The lack of care home facilities has created a situation which ultimately will need to be addressed, and this is why we are looking at care home investment opportunities with our investors. Knight Frank are suggesting that 6,000 new beds are needed per year, but unfortunately we are going the other way with care homes closing due to lack of investment. Many care home providers are struggling to find reasons to invest and refurbish their existing rooms due to less desirability, as many of these homes are quite often housed within older buildings and less than adequate facilities for the number of occupants. And this in turn results in occupancy levels falling as people seek more up-to-date and more modern care in their later years. In recent times, the case for elderly care has effectively created what some would view as a two-tier system, with a vast difference between the performance of retirement home providers who are providing for privately funded residents versus those who rely on local authority funding. We regularly see media coverage which is predominantly focused on the struggles of retirement home operators who are catering for their residents who receive funding from the local authorities. When we see the reduction in funding from the authorities, it makes it very difficult for the care home owners to provide the level of expected service. The privately funded care homes are doing very well. These are mainly in affluent areas of the United Kingdom, such as the southeast and the southwest of England. It is said that 1/3 of property wealth in the United Kingdom is now under the control of households where at least one of the occupiers is aged 65 and above. Drilling into the numbers even further, nearly 1 in 10 of those aged 55 to 64 are living in a household with a net property wealth of £500,000 or more. The grey pound now accounts for some 76% of financial wealth in the United Kingdom, and it is said that those that have the pounds are willing to spend. The life expectancy of this age group is increasing year on year at a startling rate. Those that are in retirement are said to have modest incomes along with relatively high assets, which ultimately translates into higher feelings of prosperity. When the moment comes for an individual or a couple to consider the need for a retirement home, it is very clear that they are shying away from the traditional and more institutional homes that their parents may have previously occupied, as it does not meet their requirements. Instead, they are turning to their assets to fund a higher quality of care rather than what is offered by the state. We are typically looking at developments that are from Victorian period properties in which they have managed to keep their original features along with generous room sizes. Often they will have operated as care homes for many years, and with that there is an amazing opportunity for private financing to come in and redevelop some of the dilapidated stock and help to bridge the gap between supply and demand. An extensive survey is done on each property, along with the production of a feasibility study. This will ensure that the property is in a good position as to whether or not it is the right property to generate an income from. The typical size of the retirement home is 15 to 30 bedrooms, and they are typically in areas that have a high retired population within an affluent area. The retirement home is then renovated to a very high standard over a period of 4 to 6 months. Following the redevelopment, the retirement home is then reopened, offering a luxury home from home to fee-paying residents. When buying up existing retirement homes, there is often very little needed in terms of planning applications, as it is normally a case of the property having a full refurbish as opposed to actual construction work. When a retirement home is identified as a prime for investment, a marketing strategy is developed with a unique focus to said property in order to build awareness and interest from those in the local area. Making use of modern marketing techniques and all-round good PR, it allows for the full potential of the property to be fulfilled by having the right target audience learn about the offering. The company identifies suitable properties in affluent towns and regions. The company then undertakes constant monitoring of the care market and the availability of those said properties. It then ensures that full commercial, technical and financial due diligence takes place on all potential properties. Following a satisfactory outcome of due diligence and provided sufficient funds are available, investment monies are then used to acquire the property. The properties are then renovated into 5-star luxury care accommodation using permitted development rights where possible, or the equivalent of full planning requirements. The potential for extension works to existing properties and or even construction of a new build facilities to increase the number of care studios is always explored. Upon completion of works, the property is then registered or even re-registered as appropriate with the Care Quality Commission for the provision of residential, nursing and domiciliary care services. Comprehensive regional marketing and sales campaigns are then launched to secure sales and lettings on individual care studios, as well as achieving and maintaining target occupancy levels. You have the opportunity to purchase a care studio within a care home on a 125-year leasehold basis. The care studio will then be managed for you, and in return you will receive a fixed income. For more information about care home investments, visit our website. It's www.fjpinvestment.co.uk.